Good morning, everyone. I'm Wendy, and this morning I am with my good friend Elaine Corne. But the last several years, you and your entire family have really gone through a lot. And so I wanted you to share with us a little bit about that.
Our youngest son was diagnosed with leukemia. And because he is self-employed and has his own trucking business, obviously not being able to work for 3 years took its toll.
Yep, yes, it would.
So financially, between both of us, it just kind of wiped us out. And so when he did finally get to the place where he could get back to work again, he really needed a place where he could have his trucking equipment, where he could really try to give it a go again and see if he could build his business back up. So he decided, because of his contacts and everything, that he would get some hay and sell it to, people around that area. And so he had brought home this whole semi-load of hay. And there was no barn there, so we needed to tarp it if it was going to rain or snow. Well, he had left it there and then had gone off onto another trip, and unfortunately, while he was gone, a storm was coming up. And so, it was just this tension because, okay, the storm is coming, and what are we going to do? We got to get out there and cover this hay. It took all of my strength just to lay on the tarp to keep it from flying off. And so I was just fighting and fighting and fighting to keep this tarp down so that Bob and I could tie it down. And I just kept crying out, I kept saying, God, please, just stop the wind, please, just stop the wind for a little bit, please. And it was as if God just said to me, Elaine, what would you do if I don't stop the wind? It just came over me and it stopped me in my tracks. And it just, all of a sudden, this awe of God came over me. I just replied, God, even if you don't stop this wind, I will praise you. I will always praise you because you're worthy of my praise. And as I praised him, the fear, the anxiety just seemed to slip away.
Wow.
And I knew that, even if we lost all of the hay, that it was okay. God has always taken care of us. He would always take care of us.
He'd do it again.
And it was just, as I was doing it, all of a sudden, it was like night and day. I mean, one moment I was fighting with everything I had to hold that tarp down, and the next moment it was just perfectly quiet.
Oh my.
And our first response when circumstances come in our lives that we don't like is to get discouraged.
Yep.
It's to get disappointed, to be fearful.
Yeah.
And I felt that God was teaching me something through this, that whether he changes our circumstances or not, he is always worthy of praise. And he wants me to learn to praise him in the storm.
Yeah. That is just an incredible story of the Lord's faithfulness to you, and also a lesson of what are you going to do? What are you going to do if this continues and persists? And right on for your answer of, I will praise you in the storm.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. That is a beautiful, beautiful picture of the Lord's just speaking to us and wanting to show us his power and might, and us seeing it and recognizing him and praising him during those hard times.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
You guys, we'll see you again next time.